So hey guys, how about that boss? I hope you're not ready for another boss.
No, I can't tag anymore.
So I picked up the ninja outfit in the
Welcome
toxic
home,
swamp,
my
so I figured
friend.
it's a good time to be a ninja.
Very well, then take.
Yes, it's a good time. It's always a good time. Did you sweet flips?
No, there's no wood grain ring, so I can't do any cool flips.
No sweet flips.
I can't play Dark Souls 1 without the wood grain ring at this point.
Yeah, it's basically impossible.
Once you have it, you can't go back.
I will say this, there is a boss that does some sick flips.
Oh, well, now I'm more interested.
We have not seen him yet, and he will definitely try to do sick flips on me.
Good.
So we're starting right off from where we fought Osiris, because there's a secret area back here.
Ooh. Ooh, look at these guys. They're, pilgrims.
They're dead.
I think they're supposed to be like the snake men from Sen's Fortress.
Alright.
Oh, yes, yes. I thought they were pilgrims. My bad. I misjudged their faces.
They could be snake pilgrims, we don't know. They are pretty far from home.
Maybe they turn into snakes.
If they wait too long, they just congeal into reptiles.
That's what happens to all pilgrims.
You picked up one of my favorite gestures.
So we actually need that gesture. That is the thing we need to get to the other secret area that we are not getting to today.
Oh. Okay.
You couldn't just figure that gesture out on your own.
I can't read, okay? I can just sit very politely.
Ah. I love and hate this area.
So, Lobo, this area might also look really familiar.
Uh-huh.
It's the most confusing area in the game.
Is it pitch black?
Mostly.
I mean, it's also that.
This is definitely a callback to Bloodborne, by the way. 100%.
I'll take your word for it.
Yep. I don't know if I should mention how it's a callback, but...
I think I might know. Are you referring to finding an area that you thought might not be real?
Yes. It's exactly that, actually.
I mean, I will undoubtedly forget by the time we do actually do Bloodborne, so it's fine.
Oh, you'll get there and then you'll go, oh, I see now. If Water remembers to mention it.
Yeah, we'll see. He still needs to figure out what this area is.
That's fair.
The untented graves.
Does any of this look familiar?
It looks like the first place you start out in Dark Souls 2.
You were so close, I was ready to say congrats.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Like, I was actually, the words, oh good, you got it, almost escaped my lips until I realized what he said.
Oh.
So we're gonna give him a little bit more time. It will become, hopefully, glaringly obvious.
You get partial credit for that one.
Okay. Or... New Londo?
No.
I guess
No, I was closer.
you're...
They look similar.
So the big thing here is that it's now dark.
Okay.
Oh, he'll get it. He'll get it.
While you're figuring that out, there's a thing that's gonna happen that I probably should have killed myself so that I'm not embered, because there's someone up ahead in this area who I have a very tough time dealing with.
So, is this the first area in Dark Souls 1, period? The Undead Keep? Is that what it's called?
No, and it's called the Undead Burg, but the fact that you are so close makes me want to die.
Well, he realized the first area was the correct part of the phrase, at least. Like,
Yeah, like where you face the Asylum Demon?
Do you remember the dogs?
he doesn't remember anything, apparently.
I don't.
Okay, good, because the dogs weren't there.
Thanks, that's helpful.
I gave you like one genuine hint, now you get nothing.
Uh-huh.
Because I am getting fucking thrashed. So these are the same enemies, not the dogs, but the person with the very mean swords. These are the Grave Wardens, I think their name is. We saw them at the Cathedral of the Deep.
They gave me a very hard time.
They are much more manageable without all of the dogs.
Oh, yes. I've noticed they're much more manageable if you're trying to do a strength build as well. Because I can just shield block them for days.
I mean, if they hadn't gotten rid of poison this game, I might do better against normal enemies.
Oh, I'm so mad they got rid of poise. He still doesn't see it.
Nope, I don't got it.
There's gonna be so many hints.
I told you, I forget things so quickly.
Look at this!
The guesses that you've already made are actually almost infuriating that you don't remember this.
Especially given that I gave, like, the most obvious hint. The crystal lizard's not ringing any bells for you?
What, like the very first area? In this game? No.
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
This is the very first area of the game.
Okay.
This is where you fought the first crystal, monster lizard.
I remember the crystal lizard, yeah. I told you, I forget things. I forgot that this was a place.
Is it because the sun went out?
Yeah, probably.
So that's what's a little weird about this area, is the untended graves that we saw kind of aren't real? Or maybe it's this area that's not real?
Which one is the real one? This one was behind an illusory wall.
So we'll maybe get to answering why this one is probably not the real one. For a pretty good reason. It's gonna get much more complicated though.
I feel like the obvious answer is the fact that the sun is not here.
Yeah.
There's maybe someone else that shows up. But what I like about this gesture is you can hide.
Oh, yes. This is a hot invasion spot, too, so if you fight people here, that tends to be the route to go.
Just sit and hide.
Sit and hide.
Do you find yourself getting invaded a lot in this area?
I've seen other people get invaded a lot in this area, but yes.
That's weird. I normally don't,
Oh, uh-huh.
get invaded. So this is just an NPC. Reminder, this is an NPC.
Uh-huh.
So Creamhild is very nasty, and she's not even shown off why she's nasty yet. Because it's this, her crystal magic.
Oh, that's good. Awesome.
So what do you maybe remember about this immediate area from the beginning of the game?
I think we've established nothing.
Do you remember any sort of like bonfire?
No. I don't know what you're going for here.
Oh.
So right where I was standing is normally the first bonfire of the game,
Yep.
but it's not here. So you have to run through this whole hellish area in one go.
No bonfire. Gotcha.
See, I'm just not gonna deal with this.
I think your last bonfire is actually back in front of the beheading statue also.
Oh no, there's one at the very beginning of this area.
You killed Osiris, that's right.
It may not look like I'm doing too well, and if you have knowledge of the boss of this area, that's not a good start, but also...
Ooh.
Ooh. Not great.
She did like 70% of my health on that parry.
She did.
You deserved it. You got parried.
So parry this. Normally my strategy of pushing her off a cliff was not working in either of these attempts.
Okay, now she's dead.
So an unintended fist bump, and then a gesture.
I never thought of that as a fist bump gesture. That's amazing.
Oh no, the fist bump was I accidentally kept trying to spam the weapon art for the fists, and sometimes
Yeah.
you just do a weird, like, fist bump.
He did an uppercut. That's it.
Now that you pointed it out, it really does look like a fist bump gesture, though.
So we're just gonna clear out these enemies. I'm glad that I think it's in this game and the second game, there are, like, fist bump gestures for either hand. But, oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So remember, I joined the Dark Moon Covenant, and we are finally going to be able to help.
Alright. Now, by help, do you mean help?
So, I mean, I can only help the host at this point.
Right.
Something weird does happen here. I want to let you guys see if you can see it.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
They didn't like you.
Apparently not.
You weren't fast enough.
So, thankfully, I am going to be summoned for this covenant quite a few more times, thankfully. So I get to actually try to help at one point.
Oh, good.
Not as bad as Way of Blue, at least.
One of the bigger changes to this area is just there are a lot more enemies in weird places. But thankfully, they're all these basic enemies.
That does help.
So it's almost like I can win.
It's like you're good at this. You're fine.
So, Lobo, you get one more quiz question.
Why?
Who was the boss of the first area?
No idea.
Swordmaster. Good old Swordmaster.
So here's where it gets a little confusing.
Okay.
Is the boss of this area is the same boss as the first area?
Okay.
It's Gunder.
So he is no longer judge and doesn't have a sword in him. He is now champion.
Oh.
He works mostly the same way, but now he is incredibly aggressive.
Wow.
Pretty sure no more Slugman in him either.
Nope.
Oh, I didn't know you could parry him.
Oh, that's the way that I win these fights.
A lot of practice on Gwyn.
My. I would figure that he was too big to be parried, but...
You'd be surprised who can be parried in this game. I still am. So the thing with Gunder, however Miyazaki wants us to say it,
I just call him Gunder. Because it sounds like Gunther.
is that he followed the same route as us. So he went to Firelink Shrine and found that his Firekeeper was dead. So he decided to wait outside of Firelink Shrine for other undead to test them, like a judge.
Uh-huh.
But this is... The judge thing was farther in the future than this, because now he's still just the champion.
Alright.
So this is probably not real, but it's also connected to a very real area, so it's very confusing to me.
Time is convoluted, blah blah blah.
Isn't that a theme in Bloodborne?
Yeah, Bloodborne, that's what that quote's from.
Yes. Theme, not quote.
Bloodborne is literally more about dreams.
I was quoting something from Dark Souls 1.
Oh. Okay.
He doesn't remember anything.
I apologize. No, I really don't.
God, wasn't it like Solaire that said that too?
Yes, it is Solaire. He says time is convoluted. The flow of time is convoluted or something like that. To just explain away co-op, basically.
Because if that's the thing they felt the need to explain. So it might actually surprise you to know that this is one of the toughest bosses in the game, but not if you parry him.
So just like win then.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, gotta be fancy.
Oh dear.
Did not. That was fancy. That was very fancy.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's okay. Fanciness always wins. It has to.
Uh-huh. It was just so wasted.
So worth it.
And fist bump. And a fist bump.
No, that was a fist pump, but
That is different.
Oh, pump bump.
Whoa. That's also different.
So, Lobo, there's an item in the first game that you're not a big fan of.
You jerk.
So here, the Black Knight Halberd, or Glaive, is a guaranteed drop.
Of course it is.
Because it just sits in that arena.
So many times he got that. So many times. I'd be lucky if I got the sword. Which, good weapon, not gonna lie. But, so many times.
So, chance for extra credit. What was after Gundyr?
I don't know.
how could you not know this?
Because I literally forget it as soon as it happens.
He said it earlier.
I also forgot that.
Pretty sure I fired the wrong person. Or I let the wrong person fire himself? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Fire himself. He fired himself, yes.
So here is the area that is pretty good for farming Black Knight stuff.
Okay.
Because there's like 4 of them.
These good boys.
So I actually need to work rather quickly on this guy because there is an ultra greatsword one coming down the way that we can't really see.
He's coming down. Excellent.
You know he's there. Taking his sweet time.
Chivalry.
There he is.
Oh.
So as I find the Black Knight stuff, I'll put it on because it looks ridiculous with other armor sets.
Piece by piece.
It's not nearly as rare a drop as the Silver Knight stuff. It's actually pretty quick to get everything.
That's actually
Wow.
pretty surprising, given how it was completely the opposite in Dark Souls 1.
Well, that's because you found it on a body in Dark Souls 1.
What did you find in a chest in Dark Souls 1? That was
A
guarded
lot
by
of stuff.
Okay, well, I meant the one specifically in Anne Orlando being guarded by a Silver Knight. I thought you found Silver Knight.
I'm pretty sure that's just the Silver Knight stuff.
Okay.
That I remember.
The Black Knight stuff is all the way in the final area.
Oh, true. I was talking about their armor, or not their armor, their weapons, though.
Oh no, yeah, you get their weapons real easy unless you're really bad at the game, right, Lobo?
Yeah. It's not even that I'm bad at that part. They just don't drop things for me.
Well, at least they respawn.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
I know the place that they respawn. That part well, not that part that I'm bad at. I'm bad at getting to that part.
Yeah, you haven't made it there yet.
Nope.
One day.
Probably not.
I believe in you.
I appreciate it. I don't.
So, Lobo, we just picked up the Chaos Blade. Do you remember what that is?
It's a blade of chaos.
Do you know where we are yet?
No.
Do you know where you are right now?
Not entirely.
Okay.
It's dark.
Well,
So did you look outside and get real confused and say, "Hey, where'd the sun go?" It's just like that game, Dark Souls
Yeah,
3.
it's just like Dark Souls 3. The sun is gone.
That's okay. There's not really a sun in Bloodborne. So if we ever get to that, you'll be okay.
No, I'll be more confused because nothing will be familiar.
No, it'll be fine.
I know that bridge in Bloodborne. I know that.
which bridge?
I don't know. The one bridge. The only bridge I've seen.
Pretty sure he means the Cleric Beast.
Oh, that bridge.
Yes?
Oh, so you know the very beginning of the game. Congratulations.
Yep.
So this is Fire Linky Shrin.
Oh, okay.
So the item we just picked up is a reusable homeward bone.
So good.
It's very nice.
It's your feather from Dark Souls 2.
Oh, he doesn't remember that.
I know
Oh,
he
God,
doesn't
no.
remember that. I guess I'm doing it for the audience's sake.
So the layout here is exactly the same. There are some areas that are cut off. Like the tower in the back here is like completely eroded. So we can't get to Pickle Pea Pumperum.
Aw.
Though there is a way to kind of glitch up the tree over here, so I don't know if they actually exist in this area. I should probably check that out. But there is someone here we can talk to. And though we've met her before, she doesn't quite know who we are, because again, the timing thing, or whatever.
Time.
Sure.
Convoluted is...
So it looks like this might be Champion Gundir's Firekeeper, maybe?
Makes sense, I suppose.
Are you gonna marry her too?
Just stab your sword in her face.
We could, but I think they want the specific Vow sword.
You could just go get it. Go...
I'm just gonna borrow this, Henri. I'll be right back.
This means nothing.
Here she is.
Well, fancy that.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding
God.
me?
Yes, I am now kidding.
Thank
I remember
you.
this
We don't
lady.
know. It's Poe's Law. He could be totally serious.
Worships my purpose
Am
more.
I?
What can this old handmaid provide thee?
Go back to Dark Souls 2.
She sells one of the
Scourge,
best
the curse is
armor
gross.
sets in the series.
Tarry not for long.
So I'm real glad she's here.
'Tis dark for now, and not a soul stirs. But remember.
So those
fires are
eyes of a
known to
firekeeper that we
fade
picked
in
up,
quiet.
if you noticed, they were in the same spot that
Or
Irina
perhaps
sits
thou
in.
captive already.
Sure.
So
Like
not
the
like there's a
poor
connection
girl.
there.
Nope, no connection.
Not at all.
Just coincidence.
So as far as I'm aware, the only purpose that the eyes serve
Yes.
is to unlock another ending to the game.
Sorry, as soon as I saw the armor, I just started fangirling really hard.
Oh, the Artorias armor is fantastic. Everyone's allowed to fangirl over it.
Artorias is he's my husband.
To
I
scourge
stabbed the
the
sword through
curse
his
is
face real
gross.
good in Dark Souls 1.
Oh.
Did you at least fix that whole arm problem?
Best not
It was too late for that.
You can't just fix that.
Well, he's dead. Like, that's the easiest time to maybe fix that. Go get Sif and have her bring him a new one.
Hey, his broken arm made getting the ring on way easier.
Did you just flip me off?
Yes, with my giant sword-shaped middle finger.